There are 12 levels of badminton players. Most club players are stuck somewhere around level 4, and they genuinely think they've plateaued because they've hit their ceiling. They haven't. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where you stand, what's actually broken at your level, and the specific fix that moves you up. Let's go through all 12, from the bottom. Before we start, one thing to understand, every level here is really a mix of 3 things: your technique, your body's ability to execute it, and your decision-making under pressure. When you get stuck, it's almost never talent. It's one specific piece breaking down. Let's find yours. Level 0, the spectator. You haven't picked up a racket yet. You're watching matches, maybe scrolling badminton videos at midnight, absorbing the game before you've ever played it. There's no problem to fix here. This is just curiosity before commitment. But it's worth naming because everyone who's ever picked up a racket started exactly here, including the players you were about to see at level 12. Level 1, the pat and hope. You hit the shuttle, and it goes somewhere over the net. You're not entirely sure where until it lands. Your grip is unstable. Your swing is all arm with no wrist, and your footwork is basically standing in place until the shuttle is close enough to lunge at. The shuttle floats high and slow, and anyone with a bit of experience puts it away immediately. You're not playing badminton yet. You're playing catch with a racket. The fix is pure repetition. Hit 100 clears against a wall or a feeding partner and stop thinking about winning the point. Right now, your only job is learning what clean contact actually feels like. Level 2, the inconsistent stroke player. You know the basic strokes: clear, drop, smash, but you can't repeat any of them reliably. One clear lands deep and clean. The next one dies in the middle of the court. Your grip shifts mid-rally without you noticing, and your contact point keeps drifting. Sometimes behind your shoulder, sometimes way out in front. The problem isn't the stroke itself, it's your preparation. You're not getting your racket back early enough, so every shot turns into a rushed reaction instead of a controlled swing. The fix is shadow footwork. No shuttle, no racket. Just move to all 6 corners of the court and get your hitting arm into position early, every single time. Fix the preparation, and the strokes clean themselves up. Level 3, the consistent rally player. The shuttle goes over the net almost every time now. You can sustain a rally without handing your opponent a free point, and your partner stops sighing when they get matched with you. But here's the catch. You're rallying to survive, not to win. Every clear goes to the same depth. Every drop lands in the same spot. Your opponent is reading your shot before you've even finished the swing because your racket face is telling them exactly where it's going. Your consistency has become predictable, and predictable shuttles get punished. This is where most recreational players plateau because the game finally feels comfortable. And comfortable feels like good enough. It isn't. Consistency is the floor here, not the ceiling. Level 4, placement and shot selection. This is where badminton stops being a shuttle exchange and starts becoming a real contest. You're now choosing where the shuttle goes, not just getting it over, targeting the back corners to pull your opponent off the court, dropping tight to the net to force a lunge, hitting flat at the body to crowd them out. You're thinking before every shot now. You know your opponent's weaker side. You know when they're out of position. You're making a decision instead of just reacting. The jump from level 3 to level 4 is mostly mental, not technical. Your strokes don't need an overhaul. You need to pick a target before every shot and actually commit to hitting it. Level 5, deceptive preparation. You move to the shuttle the exact same way, regardless of what you are about to play. A clear, a drop, and a smash all look identical right up until contact. This is the line between a club player and someone who's actually trained. Because your opponent can no longer read your intention early, they're permanently half a step late. Sports science calls this breaking their perceptual anticipation. They've been trained to read your shoulder and racket angle, and now that information is gone. The fix is a single, consistent preparation position for every shot type, plus the discipline to delay your wrist action until the last possible moment. Most players leak their shot through racket angle far too early. Hold that angle neutral until contact, and your opponent stops anticipating and starts guessing. Level 6, controlled power. Full body rotation, full wrist snap, full follow through, but now with precision, not just force. The shuttle comes off your racket steep and fast, and it lands exactly where you meant it to, instead of drifting wide or sailing long. You're not just hitting hard, you're hitting hard with a plan, mixing smashes with steep drops and tight net play, so your opponent never settles into a rhythm. The fix that gets you here is real shoulder rotation, a stable footwork base, and, most underrated of all, the patience to wait for the right shuttle to attack instead of smashing everything that comes near your racket. Most players who chase power lose accuracy because they rush the shot, commit to the technique fully every time, or the power just goes into the net. Level 7, the complete tactical player. Your game stops being built around any single shot and starts being built around reading your opponent before they even hit the shuttle. You're watching their racket prep, their footwork, their body shape, and you're already moving before contact. Your opponents start changing how they play against you. They avoid certain shots. They tighten up their net game. They hesitate before smashing because they know you'll punish a weak return. There's no quick fix at level 7. This comes from years of footwork drills, deception training, and match play against players better than you, combined with the composure to execute all of it when the score is tight. Level 8, tempo control. By now, you're not just predicting shots, you're dictating the pace of the entire rally. Sometimes you slow it down with high, deep clears to reset. Sometimes you speed it up with flat, aggressive drives to deny your opponent recovery time. Most players at lower levels play at whatever tempo the rally naturally settles into. At level 8, you're the one setting that tempo and forcing your opponent to play at your rhythm instead of theirs. The fix here is less technical and more strategic, deliberately practicing tempo changes mid-rally in training, not just in matches, until switching gears becomes instinctive rather than something you have to consciously decide to do. Level 9, milliseconds, matter. You're at genuinely serious competitive level now. The gaps between you and the player across the net are tiny. A slightly faster split step, a marginally cleaner serve, one smarter tactical call under real pressure. At this level, physical conditioning stops being optional. Your technique already holds up. What breaks down late in a third game is your legs, not your strokes. The fix is no longer skill-based, it's physical margin. Conditioning, recovery, and match-specific fitness become the actual lever for improvement because technically, you're already close to complete. Level 10, competing under real pressure. Everyone left at this level is technically brilliant, so the separator becomes purely mental. It's not about who has the better smash anymore. It's about who executes their game plan when it's 19-19 and their hands are shaking slightly. The fix here is deliberate pressure exposure. Playing meaningful matches with real stakes on purpose, not just casual games so that composure under pressure becomes a trained skill, instead of something you hope shows up on the day. Level 11, total mastery of the fundamentals technique. Movement, decision-making, and mental resilience are no longer separate skills you're working on. They've merged into one seamless system. You're not consciously executing anymore. You're just playing. There's nothing left to fix in the traditional sense at this level. The remaining work is refinement, shaving off the last unnecessary movements, the last unnecessary hesitations, the last unnecessary risks. Level 12, the legend. This is the top of the roadmap. Players here aren't reacting to the game. They're controlling it. Watch any of the greatest players in the world, and you'll notice they never look like they are trying that hard. That's not because it's easy. It's because they've spent years removing everything unnecessary until only the essential motion is left. Where do you stand? Levels 1 through 3 mean you can keep a rally alive, but you're not actually threatening your opponent yet. Level 4 is where badminton starts to matter tactically. Level 5 and above means you've put in real deliberate practice, and your opponents can feel it. Most people watching this will land somewhere around level 3 or 4, and most will overestimate themselves by a level. That's completely normal. The honest assessment is just the starting point. If you're at level 3, your next move isn't a technique overhaul. It's picking a target before every single shot and committing to it for 2 weeks straight. Your game will feel different by the end of it. Drop your honest level in the comments right now, not where you wish you were, where you actually are, along with the one thing you're working on this week. And if you want the breakdown of how to build real shot disguise from scratch, that's the next video in the playlist. Watch it, apply it, and come back to tell me which level you hit next. Keep learning, keep improving, and I'll see you on the court.